about their lives and their future. It is very necessary that as a country we ask the question, how can we avoid this? The only way of doing this is being true to ourselves and being true to our responsibilities and to our mandates and doing the right thing for our country. In fact, I have asked my colleagues in the opposition, and I want to say it here today, that we shouldn't confine the information that is coming and the investigations to 2023, 2024, and 2025. Let's go back and have an open public inquest on everything that has happened before, because sometimes things happen, and when it's an opportune time, public inquest, so that everybody, because all of us, the Honorable Wamalwa and myself have served before on the National Security Council. We need to go before a magistrate or a judge in an open public inquest and put the facts we have there and put the information we have, and other role players also put the information they have. Because if we want to move forward, I don't think we have a future in this country without truthfulness and without focusing on what we need to do for our people. Because this cutting of corners, sometimes when something happens, we always enjoy politics, we blame others and so on and so forth. And then tomorrow, we behave as if nothing happened. Then next year will come, we have another situation like this. Let's be open and transparent. Let's all go forward. And I want to ask all my colleagues, because we can't ask accountability of others when we are not accountable ourselves. Let us go and explain some of these things that have happened even before 2023, so that we can now move forward together as a country with all facts and everything has been had and resolved. And we can deal with the unresolved matters that have not been conclusively investigated. Whether we start with Msando, we come to Jacob Juma, we come to Kenei, we come to River Yala and everything else. Let these things be investigated by an open public inquest, so that this is all the Twendembele, we explain and face the public on these issues. Because some of these issues are raised, and we keep this merry-go-round, where we are always telling stories only when they are connected. We cannot have government by blocking. Let's focus on the issues that we need to deal with. Let us address the lives of our people, and this issue should be investigated. When this matter happened on the 25th of June last year, we ought to have had an open public inquest into this. It will have given the Gen Z an opportunity to express themselves. We should have answered the question that time, how did we get here? Parliament is 2 kilometers from State House. For the first time since 1962, Parliament was overrun. What happened? How did we get here? Who knew what? And why didn't we prevent it? Why were we so insensitive to the point that citizens had to get to that particular point and things had to go south in the manner in which they did? So, finally, we have swept too much under the carpet. It's now time to lift that carpet and be truthful in the way in which we deal with the country. Thank you.
Any question?
Investigation. When we had ugly incidents, some of them are in court. I don't want to talk about them because they are subject to court matter. When things happened in Kisumu, on Kipyegon, Kenei brothers and so on, admission on the part of government, on those of us who are role players in government, admitting that a mistake has happened, that's where we start. And then asking the organs and the institutions that are judged with that responsibility to deliver on their mandate, so that the investigations are done without blocking them, and so that those who actually are involved and who are culpable are prosecuted. That is what His Excellency, the Vice President, has spoken to this afternoon. We are asking for actually not the police officers. What do our police officers think about some of these things? And then there are so many stories around this that ought to be addressed in a straightforward manner, in my view. Let us not sweep things under the carpet. So the difference is admission on our part. Where there was a mistake, we admitted there's a mistake here, and we sorted it out. Investigations were going on. And by the way, some of these files are open, and even if has got additional information on these files, it's your duty as a citizen to give the information to the authorities, and prosecution commences. None of us, even the 3 of us who are here or the 4 of us who are here, none of us is above the law. I've never lived above the law even for 1 minute in my life. So the most important thing, get facts, not to play politics with security matters, so that when it's convenient, you can say this. When it's not convenient, you say the other. Let's go on and deal with these issues. If there are matters that have not been resolved, if there are issues that have not been done, let them be investigated. And that's what I'm calling for public inquest.
Yes, maybe afraid that indeed because you already have a mechanism which we started 2 days ago. And by the way, it is not lost on us that criminals may have taken advantage of the commitment of the Gen Z and may have gone on rampage, destroying public property, the machete wielding, the room wielding gangsters. That, of course, is an issue. But all said and done, we have a country to nurture, and we have to bring out, as Fred is saying, these truths out there. So again, I will repeat our call. Justin Muturi and team will be waiting to receive as much information as possible. We are not going to wait for the other side, the government that feels so comfortable, as Fred is saying, running the country through blogging, all right? That they do not seem to care. It's very clear. As a lawyer, I can tell you that facts speak for themselves. We saw what happened when the Albert Ojwang demonstrations were happening. Even the goons themselves came out confessing. So please don't drag the opposition into things that are as plain as daylight. We know it. They will of course try and attempt to do this and the other. But even lying or insinuation require a little bit of intelligence. These things are very good. So we know where. And
actually, even lying requires a bit of common sense.
Yes.
Because the question is this: ask yourself this, and then by the way, you shouldn't make excuses about public responsibilities. Yeah. So if the opposition are organizing these things and causing this, unangoja virimbi ya nani kukamata hao watu wa opposition?
Kamata wote.
Yeah. If you have facts about it, you are saying so and so is funding this, so and so is funding. Why are you telling us a story? It is a statecraft 101.
Yeah.
Government officials, whether they're cabinet ministers or anybody, should never, ever make allegations. Why? Because they have the instruments of power, they can act. So they make allegations and tell you Wananchi to do what? Because you cannot arrest those people. Instead of telling us it's so and so is doing this, tell us, arrest them and take them to court and produce the evidence that you have so that these people face the law. So let's not make excuses. That's why I keep saying for us. I mean, I personally will not budge high or bend from responsibility on matters such as this. So where there are facts, let's go the direction investigations will check out. But you can't wake up every morning and say it's John who did this, it's Mary who did this, and you are the one who has powers to arrest that John and Mary. Why can't they arrest them?
That we have state-sponsored groups. When President William Ruto toured Nairobi, I think he was here for 1 week. All the leaders saw the goons that came out that were financed by both the president's team and the governor's team. 1 week, everywhere they went, we saw what the goons did. Many of them were seen being paid, lining up. And these are state-sponsored that you know where the money is coming.
And the payers are not opposition.
So, I think this one thing we want to tell President William Ruto.
One of them was very far away.
Yeah, we want to tell him that, you know, when you introduce the politics of goodness, it's like riding the back of a tiger. No one is in control of those goons. This is where Haiti has reached, because there was a failed regime that allowed goons to take over. So when William Ruto cannot send our police officers over 12,000 kilometers away in Haiti to deal with goons, then at home he is sponsoring goons with his government. So we want to call him out on that. And we must say this must stop now. We need to nip this in the bud, otherwise we are going to lose our country. Thank you.
You've grown up in this country, you're a young president, you have seen your people. I would like him to send, the way he sent Murkomen to go and look at the shops in CBD, let him come and see the kids who have got wounds, who have been shot, who are in bed in this place. And I want to say this, if there is no justice, there will never be peace in this country. If there is no justice, Kenya will never be anything. So let the president decide whether he wants to be a statesman or a local village boy who has got power and money. Thank you.
Thank you very much.